Hi, it's Jennifer Mazzarolo, President of Maverick Consulting Group for Tuesday, June 7th, and today's Maverick Moment is about succession planning. Now, I'm sure many of you out there have already thought of this, and that's great if you are a finance senior professional or hiring manager or an HR professional. Then if you haven't thought about succession planning, let me tell you, you should start thinking about it. It's going to come rear its ugly head one day, and it might not be in 2016, it might be next year, but it is something that's pretty important for you to consider. I would strongly suggest that if it is not already a strategic initiative for 2016, that it should be. The keys to making an effective and efficient succession plan in your organization, one of the first things you need to do is make sure that HR and finance are aligned. Yes, one of my favorite words when talking about leadership and finance and development is alignment. Make sure that finance and HR are business partnering on this initiative. It's very important that finance and HR both be plugged in to what's happening, not just with local talent and the local team, but also plugged into the global connections. There may be somebody in Europe that would love to come transfer to Canada. Vice versa, there may be somebody on your team that wants an international move. So if these things aren't out there and being communicated and discussed and on the table, and there's no partnership between HR and finance, you could run into some severe, certainly retention problems. Another thing that's important and why succession planning is so important to your organization is because it really aids in the attraction and retention of top talent. People want to understand that there's a plan and there's a process in place that will allow them to move around and move within the organization. It also allows for more robust and authentic career development discussions with your staff. Building development plans is important, and the only way you can build robust development plans with your staff is if they have an idea of where they're going and what the timeline is. I think it would be an easier pill for people to swallow in the finance organization if they knew they weren't going to make director in the next 6 months or a year, but if they understood what backs that up is a strong development plan to say, listen, you're not ready, but we're going to get you ready. And we have a 2-year plan for you to succeed the director under these conditions and if you demonstrate these competencies. So I think that kind of message goes over much better with a staff member than just to say, well, we don't see you as a director in this organization, and that's where the conversation ends. That's why you get flight risks. That's why you get turnover. So it's having these courageous conversations around career development as it relates to succession planning that are very important for you as a finance leader and an HR professional to have. It also minimizes disruption to the business. I like to call it planned turnover. If you know that you've got a plan for your finance team in order for the moving parts to be moving and what the timeline is, it's a much easier discussion with the business to let them know, listen, this is our plan for the future, and this is how we're going to handle our staffing and our succession planning. And you have a much more integrated discussion as an executive team if you have that discussion and you know what the plan is. So a couple of ideas there around succession planning. Certainly connect with me and share your ideas as well. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Maverick Consulting Group, for more Maverick moments every week. Take care.